Yo, tapping in real quick for this UFC 303, Alex Pereira versus Jiri Prochazka 2. Will we see a part 3? Will there be a rubber match? Or will Alex Pereira dead this rivalry come this Saturday? We're going to have to tune in and find out. This right here, this is the final thoughts, man. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Ricky versus Vinicius. Me personally, I'm still rocking with Ricky, man. You know what I mean? To go ahead and get this one done via unanimous decision. 2 rounds to 1. Because I can see Vinicius getting 1. You understand what I'm saying to you? Probably the second. You know what I mean? If any at all. And there is a possibility where Ricky locks this one up inside the distance, man. And I get it. I get the action on Vinicius, man. You know, based off his recent performances inside the UFC, you know, his flying knee, his highlight reel as of yet prior to the UFC, and since being in the UFC. So I get it. I get it. You know, motherfuckers think Ricky's gonna get caught with a knee or something, coming in for a takedown and get put to sleep. I mean, I get it, you know what I mean? But I'm not one of them guys. I'm still on Ricky's side. He's gonna be able to go ahead and lock this one up, man. Via unanimous decision. Wouldn't be surprised if it was inside the distance, via knockout or submission. You understand what I'm saying to you? Vinicius fuck around sleeping on this man's power that he packs in his punches by thinking he's just gonna be wanting to wrestle fuck him the whole time. And you know, Ricky could very well feint for the takedown and come over the top and catch this man. You know what I mean? Boop bop bip and put him smooth down. You know what I mean? Get him right the fuck up out of there. Club and sub, or just straight catch him, hop on him, and get him up out of there via TKO. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion, Ricky's live for the knockout. Ricky's live for the submission. Ricky's live for the decision. You understand what I'm saying to you? Vinicius, flash knockout. That's his one way to win this fight. Flash knockout. He's not going to out-volume and outdo and outwork Ricky Simone over the course of 15 minutes. You understand what I'm saying to you? He's not going to do the better work. Is he more dangerous on the feet? From what we've seen so far, one might want to believe that to be the case. You understand what I'm saying to you? But, you know, motherfuckers didn't think, Ricky was going to submit some of the individuals he submitted based off of their Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu credentials. You understand what I'm saying to you? And we saw how that happened. You know what I mean? Wouldn't be surprised if Ricky knocked this man the fuck out. That's all I'm saying. Ricky's the pick, man. My bad if I took too long on that, you feel me? And if these two motherfuckers are who they got kicking off the card, like if this is how 303 is kicking off, you can't be mad at that at all. It's gonna be a motherfucking banger. You know what I mean? And yeah, I just like Ricky, man. They do the better body of work over the course of 15 minutes, and if he finds the opportunity to get the finish inside the distance, they go ahead and hop on that, man. Not to take anything away from Vinicius, man, but Ricky different, in my personal opinion. Can anybody get caught on any given day? Yes, they can. You know what I mean? But 9 times out of 10, I got Ricky winning this fight. Los versus the boy Ray, however you say old boy's name, who's making his UFC debut off-road to the UFC, who's now like a minus 520 or something like that. Still a complete pass for me. The fight will be in haymakers. It will be in prelim parlays and prelim haymaker parlays and things like that. You understand what I'm saying to you? But as far as my regular bets, my regular picks, my regular parlays, I don't want anything to do with this fight, man. You know, old boy making his UFC debut. And with all due respect to the boy Los Hernandez, I can't really gauge where old boy's ceiling may or may not be inside the UFC based off of a performance against Los. Like I said, with all due respect to him, man, he just hasn't been up against it yet himself as far as high levels of opposition. He still has a lot to prove in his own right. So I can't really judge where Ray or whatever old boy's name may be. You know, I can't really judge where his ceiling may or may not be inside the UFC based off of this performance on Saturday against Los. Now, with that being said, I hope it's a banger, man. I hope it continues to just, because I feel like Ricky and Vinicius are going to kick this card off in spectacular fashion. Either way you look at it, you know what I mean? And I hope this one just continues to trend, man. You know what I mean? Hope it's a great fight, man. Hope it makes for a great fight, you feel me? And, you know what I mean? I am interested to see how these two motherfuckers, you know, fare against each other in there. You know what I mean? If old boy making his UFC debut is going to be able to just implement his game the way he wants to, the way the money line suggests he should be able to, and just run through Los, or if Los is going to, you know, promote some motherfucking problems, man. You know what I mean? Other than that, man, it's a complete pass. Orlovsky versus Budai, man. And I'm an Orlovsky guy, so this hurts, man. But Budai's the pick, you know what I mean? Because outside of Orlovsky knocking this man the fuck out, and I don't think Budai will give him the space to catch him clean. You know what I'm saying? I don't think. I'm mouth dry as shit. I don't think there's any way he can win this fight, man. With all due respect to Andre Orlovsky, the pit bull, the OG, the veteran. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, this is my guy from way back when. But he's just not that guy from way back when. You understand what I'm saying to you? That power is there. That power's there, man. That power has not left that man yet. You understand what I'm saying to you? That power is there, but the speed is not. And the ability to create situations on the feet is not the way that he used to be able to. The ability to just, you know, move, that movement, that agility, just all his abilities that made him such a pit bull in that fucking octagon. They're no longer with him, man. It's just the power. If he catches you clean, he can put you smooth the fuck down. You know what I mean? Smooth under, smooth out, just good fucking night. You know what I mean? But that's gotta be a clean catch, and it's not coming that fucking fast. You feel what I'm saying to you? So you have to be on the other side, having a lackluster performance yourself, and just completely gas the fuck out, in my personal opinion, for Orlovsky to catch you clean, you know. To catch Budai clean. Don't let me just say to catch you clean. He can catch some lower level guys clean. And I'm not saying Budai's that high level, you know, heavyweight guy, but, you know, his body of work is very consistent in what he puts out and what he does. And it might not be exciting, but it will be enough to secure the decision. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because that's what I got him doing. Securing this one via unanimous decision. Orlovsky's still a tough motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? And I don't think Budai is necessarily going to put anything together, chain anything together that's going to put him the fuck under. You know what I mean? Drag him down, rinse and repeat, make this, you know, slow this shit down, not much volume from either side. That's what Budai is capable of doing in this matchup right here. And I feel like that's what he's going to do, man. You know what I mean? And it's fucked up. Because I like Orlovsky, man. I hope he's got a couple more fights on his contract, man. And, you know, give him another motherfucking OG veteran or something, man, that he can rock out with in the heavyweight division. Or, you know, don't give him no more fights like this, because Budai's going to drag this one and get this decision. Moving on, Watterson versus Watterson Gomez. Michelle versus Jillian. You know what I mean? We just smooth on, man. Got the platinum TK. We got the motherfucking headband. We got the triangle Kush, the 91 octane, the Durban skunk, and the motherfucking Romulan. We gonna mix this Durban skunk and this headband and keep it moving, man. Jillian's the pick, man. You know what I mean? And Michelle looked good. You know, she looked to be in good spirits and good shape before I'm saying she ready to go. You know what I mean? Not to be slept on. I can dig it. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I still stand firm on my position. You know what I'm saying? Her run has been done. You know what I mean? This is she's at the end. It's not, she's coming into it. She's at the end. Whatever's left on her contract, they're going to honor, and then that's going to be it for her. You understand what I'm saying to you? Hopefully this isn't the last fight on her contract, and she has one or two more, because she's not winning this one, and I want to see her go out with a dub, or at least like she could make this one. She could make this one fight of the night worthy as far as women's MMA goes. It's a lot of fights on this card. It's gonna be hard for them to pull that one off. You feel me? But she could make this one very competitive as far as on the feet. But the moment Jillian doesn't like the way things are going on the feet, she's gonna put this young woman on her back, and it's not gonna go well for her, man. I don't necessarily know if Michelle's gonna get up once Jillian gets her down, man. Jillian is still coming in to herself, and her prime, in my personal opinion, and her best days are still ahead of her, like I said, man. So with all due respect to Michelle Waterson Gomez, you understand what I'm saying to you? Jillian's the pick, and Jillian's the pick by unanimous decision. 2 rounds to 1, wouldn't be surprised if it was 3 rounds to none. And with that being said, she can get this one done inside the distance. You feel me? She can wrap up that submission, and I wouldn't be surprised if she did it. But yeah, Jillian's the pick, man. So we rocking with Ricky. We still with Ricky. We not going against the grain. We know Vinicius can be dangerous, but we know that Ricky know that too, man. And he gonna get this one done. Los versus Rye, we leaving that one alone, man. You know what I mean? I guess Rye's aside because he gonna be able to go ahead and rinse and repeat. But I don't want anything to do with it. Let him go ahead and make his UFC debut against Los, and then let both of these young men move forward, man. Orlowski versus Wu Dai, it's Wu Dai. And Jillian versus Waterson, it's Jillian. Now we on Peyton versus the boy Yanis, or however you fucking say his name, man. And Peyton, that shit's great. Minus 2,200. Minus 2,200 on FanDuel. You feel me? Oh my goodness, man. He was like minus 1,800 over at the motherfucking casino. Absolutely fucking ridiculous, man. He better come out here and justify. I don't know how you really, like I said before, I don't really know how you justify a minus 2,200 though. Outside of some, some Jorge Masvidal on Ben Askren type shit, knock a motherfucker out in 5 seconds. Then maybe you could, justify minus 2,200. But anything that goes over 2 minutes, it's like, how the fuck are you justifying minus 2,200? We 2 minutes into the fight. This shit should have been done. Based off the money line and everybody's opinion of how easily he's just gonna motherfucking run through this, man. Now, I'm not saying this man's gonna put up a big fight and he's that guy. You know what I mean? No, absolutely not. I'm rocking with Peyton to get this one done. Like I said, probably inside round 1. You feel me? Would I be surprised if this shit crept into round 2 and he got him up out there in round 2 somewhere? Nah, because maybe he wants to show us a little something, show the UFC a little something, show the fans a little something, a little bit of work, you know what I mean? And take this motherfucker and Yanis to school a little bit, because he been talking a lot of shit on the medias and everywhere else about the top 5, the top 10, and everybody in the division. You understand what I'm saying to you? And at some point, you gotta back all that shit the fuck up. And individuals like Yanis and shit like that, when you're talking about the heads that you talking about, you know what I'm saying? Performances over these cats ain't gonna do. They not gonna move nobody. Even if you come out there on some Jorge Masvidal shit and justify minus 2,200 with a flying knee or a combination inside the first 5 or 6 seconds and knock this motherfucker smooth out, it's not going to be enough for motherfuckers to believe in you. You have to go out here and put on a masterful clinic. You understand what I'm saying to you? In every aspect of the game, just dog him on the motherfucking feet and drag him to the ground when you want to, and then go ahead and get him the fuck up out of there. You understand what I'm saying to you? For motherfuckers to really be a believer in this kid. You know what I mean? Low quick performances and shit like that, man. It's just, unfortunately, motherfuckers need to see more. I know me. I need to see more, man. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping he goes out here and puts on a clinic, man. Shows us what he's really capable of on the feet, since he's talking about the O'Malley's, you know, and the Merab Dwashvilis and all that. Show us what you're capable of on your feet. You feel me? Show us how much better you are than these individuals on your feet. Show us how you know, how creative you can be. And then show us how quick you can get this motherfucker down to the ground, wrap him up and get him up out of there, because you talking about robbing or like all the individuals that you talking about. Now you gotta go in there and really show us something, man. Because I mean, me anyway, going in there and just getting motherfuckers like Yanis up out of there real quick. You're not showing me nothing. Go in there and dust him a little bit. Let him get up. You know what I'm saying? Let him get up. Dust him off again. Let him get up. Then bang. I mean, just dog him. You know what I mean? And prove something. Show to these motherfuckers. Or don't, you know, run in there and run through this motherfucker when you go, who the fuck am I? You ain't got to prove nothing to me. When you get to these motherfuckers and prove what you got to prove, I can dig it. They're going to push this little motherfucker, you feel me? On some Conor-esque type shit. Watch how they push him. Watch how they push him, man. And hopefully for him, you know what I mean? He can hold his weight, man. And back up all that motherfucking shit he talking, man. I'm excited to find out, you know what I mean? Peyton's the pick in this one, regardless, you feel me? I feel like he's going to get it done inside round 1, but I'd like to see him drag it out a little bit and show us a little something, you know what I mean? Charles versus the boy Gene Silva, man. Charles is still the pick for me, man. I get it, you know. Kind of like with Vinicius down here, you know what I'm saying, against Ricky. I get it. The boy Silva is proven to be dangerous, you know what I mean, prior to the UFC, since coming into the UFC. But with that being said, he hasn't really been up against the level of opposition of a Charles Jourdain, man. Charles Jourdain, I mean, his resume, the level of opposition that he's been up against, it's undeniable, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? As far as what Silva's been up against. And I'm not saying Silva don't got pop, and Silva's not dangerous, and Silva doesn't possess a, you know, chance to win this fight. I just feel like it's Charles Jourdain on Saturday night. You understand what I'm saying to you? And it might be Charles Jourdain inside the distance via KO, TKO, or submission, if he doesn't just grind out the decision, man. Charles Jourdain ain't to be slept on, man. You know what I mean? He's another one of those motherfuckers, or, you know, you look at it, you might look at his record and that shit, you know, that shit trick your mind, man. You know what I mean? Boy been up against some nice level of opposition. He got some good wins, good losses. You feel what I'm saying to you? He puts out a good body of work. He got good heart. You understand what I'm saying to you? And he got dog in him. You know what I mean? And if you telling me Silva's knocking Jourdain out on Saturday, and that's why you so confident in him winning, my question to you is, what the fuck happens when Silva gives this man all he has and he's still fucking standing there, ready to rock? I mean, just locked, loaded, and then just starts coming after you. What the fuck do you do then, man? You know what I mean? I don't necessarily feel like he got the kind of dog in him that Charles Jourdain has in him. You understand what I'm saying to you? And if we're talking about both of these motherfuckers have a decent round, it's really close, it's really competitive, so we might be going into the third round, 1 round apiece. I'm taking Charles Jourdain all day, every day, even on Sunday. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I'll tap in Sunday morning and rub it in my chest if I'm fucking wrong. You feel me? I'll respect your pick. But I think motherfuckers are forgetting who the fuck Charles Jourdain is in this matchup, man. And they're just a little bit, not starstruck, but just a little bit moved. They're a little bit moved, a little bit smitten by the recent performances of Silva. You understand what I'm saying? There's a vein sticking out this motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying to you? And because of that, this money line is where it's at. In my personal opinion, we're getting Charles Jourdain at a wonderful number. Because in my personal opinion, he should be a big, close to a minus 200, if not a minus 200 favorite over this man, based off of their level of oppositions, the resume, and their bodies of work. The experience level, man. It's a whole lot of things, in my personal opinion, on why Charles Jourdain should be a bigger favorite in this matchup. So I'm happy at where it's sitting and the money line price that we're getting. You understand what I'm saying to you? So we still rocking with Ricky. We still skipping over Los and Rye. We still rocking with Budai, rocking with Jillian, rocking with Peyton, and we still rocking with Charles over the ball Silva, man. You know what I mean? And it's still Cub for me against Andre Philly. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's Cub, man. I mean, I ain't even gonna sit here and say I get it, man. Like, both of these young men been up against it. They both been up against a, decent level of opposition. You know what I mean? High level of opposition. In my personal opinion, Cub more so than Andre Philly. You know what I mean? His resume to me is just a little bit more respectable than Andre Philly's. You know what I mean? The wins, the losses, and listen, Cub's body of work, man. And I know we talking about him being 40, and everybody wants to talk about, oh, it's he 40 and he 30, whatever he is. There's a 6-year gap, 7-year gap, whatever the case is. And when you're 40 and 30 something, that really means something. It's not so much so when you this and that, man. I'm not trying to hear that, man. I'm not trying to hear that. The man was just 39 or whatever he was when he came in here and put on that nice performance against the boy Hakeem Dawodu. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I can see him making this fight look just like that fight. And that's with all due respect to Andre Philly, man. Cub is going to do better work across the course of this 15 minutes, and he might knock Andre Philly the fuck out, man. Fuck, he might submit Andre Philly. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, Cub, the volume's going to be there on the feet. You understand what I'm saying too? The speed in this matchup right there, the speed's still there. I still get it motherfucking speed and the power edge to Cub Swanson. You understand what I'm saying to you? And he's going to be able to lock up and secure takedowns, in my personal opinion. In my personal opinion. Cub might be like 2 out of 6, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 6, 3 out of 7 on the takedowns, but over 100 motherfucking strikes landed out of like 2. Man, listen, man. This Cub for me, man. It's Cub 2 rounds to 3. Wouldn't be surprised if somebody in this bitch scored it 3 rounds to 1. Cub gonna do the better work, man. Watch what I tell you, man. Watch what I tell you, man. The jabs, the motherfucking leg kicks to the inside, to the outside, the movement, it's still there for Cub. It's still there for Cub. Little ass. We're not talking about a 45-year-old heavyweight Andre Orlovsky. We talking about a 40-year-old motherfucker Cub Swanson, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? He's still moving. He's still got better movement, footwork, head movement, all that than Andre Philly. He's still faster. He's still got the pop in his shots, and he's still going to do the better work over the course of 15 minutes than this young man on Saturday. I'm trying to tell you, man. Trying to tell you. And I wouldn't be surprised if at UFC 303, Cub Swanson comes out there, puts on performance of his life for performance of the night, then takes off his fucking gloves and retires. You understand what I'm saying to you? At UFC 303, on a numbered card, on a pay-per-view card, right after a win over another motherfucking, OG veteran from the UFC. Yeah, it's Cub for me, man. And if I got to eat that one, I got to eat that one. You know what I mean? but it's Cub for me, man. Joe versus Joe Pyfer, body bags, versus Marc-Andre Barriou. It's still Pyfer for me, man. You know what I mean? And I get it. You feel me? Motherfuckers is shitting on the kid. They low on him right now because of what happened to him with the boy Jack. You know what I mean? But I had Jack winning that fight. I still picked every Pyfer fight right. You understand what I'm saying to you? And Pyfer's gonna get this win, man. You know what I mean? Pyfer's gonna get this one, man. Mark's not gonna be able to stop. Mark does the better work on the feet. Mark is the more diverse striker. Who has more pop, who has more power, maybe in each individual shot thrown will give the power edge to Pyfer. But I don't necessarily think he wants to play the striking game with Marc-Andre Barriou. In my personal opinion, I don't think that's the route he wants to take. You know what I mean? Work a couple motherfucking strikes in to get where you want to be. Wrap this motherfucker up. Put him down where he doesn't want to be and get him the fuck up out of there. Put yourself in the win column and, you know, move forward, man. I said it before. Joe Pyfer does not have a high ceiling in the UFC as far as the top 15 is concerned. You understand what I'm saying to you? But outside of that top 15, he can very much play Neil Magny and Rafael Dos Santos-esque, just gatekeeper-esque. You understand what I'm saying to you? He can be the gatekeeper for the top 20 and the top 15. Like, if the UFC wants to push somebody up into them rankings, then they can put them against a Pyfer to see how they going to perform against Pyfer, to see what they're going to do with them moving forward. You understand what I'm saying to you? And this with all due respect to Marc-Andre Barriou. The level of opposition this young man's been up against for far much longer than Joe Pyfer. And his, you know, his body of work, man. You know what I mean? His resume, I'm not shitting on him. He's just unfortunately an individual that Joe Pyfer will be able to implement his game plan on. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I'm still firm on the fact that this is a bounce back spot for Joe Pyfer, and he's going to execute in spectacular fashion, man. You know, via unanimous decision or inside the distance. You know what I mean? It could be a knockout, could be a KO, TKO from the ground and pound position. It could be a submission, man. You know what I mean? It could be a decision, but it's Joe Pyfer's fight to lose, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? Don't mind that. My daughter out there watching whatever she watching, and she done turned this shit up with no regards to what the fuck's going on back here. But that's what happens when your motherfucking kids are 16 and 20, man. You know what I mean? And they're both girls. Moving on. Ian versus the boy Michael, man. Ian Machado Gary versus Michael Venom Page, man. I'm still with Michael Page, man. I'm still on his side of Page, man. Listen, I'm not a dummy. I am a degenerate. So when it comes to this fight, like a couple others, just like on other nights, I secure my back door. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, you know, there are plenty of nights that Ian Gary wins this fight. You know what I mean? 5 out of 10, maybe 6 out of 10. You know what I mean? Depending on if he's able to get motherfucking Michael down. I don't necessarily believe that to be the case, but we will find out. I like the reach that Page has. I like how crafty he can be. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I don't necessarily believe he's going to be out there with any taunting, you know what I mean? Any, like, shit talking. He going to be dialed in and trying to take this young man to school when it comes to this matchup right here. Like, he's not taking this lightly, you know. It's his second, you know, he's over here in the UFC now. He's not trying to take losses. You understand what I'm saying to you? Especially against somebody who's undefeated. But I believe we all know it's inevitable that that O has to go. Like, the O is going to go. He's not going to go undefeated to the title, snatch the title, defend the title, and retire undefeated in this division, man. You know what I mean? Shavkat Rakhmonov is a motherfucking problem for everybody. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, like, it's inevitable that the O is going to go. It's just about who's going to take it and when's it going to happen. And is Michael Venom Page that guy come Saturday night, UFC 303? He may very well be. You understand what I'm saying to you? And this is why I'm siding with the OG, man, because it's inevitable that O is going to go, man. You know what I mean? And I respect the young man Ian's body of work. Not a real big fan of him myself personally. You understand what I'm saying to you? But his body of work inside that octagon. You know what I mean? I can't really say a whole lot bad about him. Can't really shit on this motherfucker, you know what I mean? And I'm not about to sit here and attempt to try too hard looking for shit, you know what I mean? He's been put in a couple positions, you know what I mean? He's been tapped a couple times, you feel what I'm saying to you? Where I feel like with the reach advantage and the abilities that Michael Venom Page possesses on the feet, as creative as he can be himself, you understand what I'm saying to you? It's going to be a very technical chess match on the feet. You know what I mean? It's why I feel like Ian's going to want to initiate the grappling and try to secure some takedowns in that wrestling department to try to get some motherfucking, you know, try to get something going. Because I don't necessarily believe he's going to be able to get that much going on the feet. You understand what I'm saying to you? And in my personal opinion, as of yet, I haven't seen it. Mike doesn't really possess it neither, but I'm just saying Ian doesn't possess one punch knockout power. And if you can't go in there and really crack this man and put him on his ass, Page, and make him respect you ASAP and just get him out of there, dancing around the octagon with him, it's not something you really want to do, in my personal opinion. I don't think that's a battle he's going to win. Now, I could be wrong. It's why my back door will be secured on this fight, but I am still siding with Mike to go ahead and get this one done via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1, and I would not be surprised if this one was a split, but Mike's still going to be the pick to get the nod via split. You understand what I'm saying to you? And with that being said, if any fight on this card, in my personal opinion, goes to a draw, it's this one. You know what I mean? It's this one. Based simply off the fact that the strike, you know, is so competitive on the feet, and maybe after a few, maybe Ian's able to go like 2 out of 7 on takedowns because he's going to be shooting for takedowns. You understand what I'm saying to you? But Michael Venom Page still matches him with the volume on the feet and has the better moments on the feet. And they don't want to really take it from him based off of the 2 out of 7 takedowns that didn't really do much when he got the takedowns because he got right back up. So they just call it a draw. You understand what I'm saying to you? These judges are messy, man. If any fight on this motherfucker go to the draw, it's probably this one. But I'm still siding with Mike, man. Mara Buena Silva versus Macy Chiasson. I'm still with Macy Chiasson, man. You know, unfortunately, she's not an underdog anymore. She's a slight favorite. And I completely understand why. You know what I mean? As I said before, this is the side I'm on. You know what I mean? I believe both of these young women are 32 years old. It'll say what it'll say too. They both the same age. You know what I'm saying? They both pretty much been up against the same level of opposition. You know, I ain't gonna hold you though. That win that Macy got over Norma Dumont, how you say Norma's last name, that's a good win, man. You know what I mean? Norma's a respectable opponent, man. She puts out a good body of work. She's solid absolutely everywhere. You saw she didn't just let motherfucking Jermaine Durand and me come back into the motherfucking mix like she never left or something. Nah, no, get the fuck up out of here, man. You've been going too long. Like, Norma's respectable opposition, and regardless of how anybody feels about that, you know what I mean, that's a good win on Macy's record. And, you know, like I said, the level of opposition on both sides is pretty much the same, man. Mara Buena Silva would have to lock up the submission. She would have to secure enough takedowns and enough, enough time on Macy to be able to sink in the submission and secure the submission to win this fight. Or just rinse and repeat and keep Macy down for 2-3 minutes out of every fucking round to get a grimy decision. I don't think Macy lets that happen, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? I think Macy's gonna piece her up from distance. The reach advantage, the height advantage with the kicks, the reach advantage for the, in the striking department for the punches, for the jabs. You feel what I'm saying? She's gonna keep her at bay, man. Them teep kicks up the middle. You know what I mean? And I get it. Motherfuckers is not high on her. You know what I mean? I'm not real high on either one of these young women, but I do like the body of work that I've seen from Macy Chiasson, win, lose, or draw, more so than anything I've seen from Mara Buena Silva. That's just my personal opinion, though. You know what I'm saying? Women's MMA, do with it what you will. We have Lionheart versus Roman, man. And I'm still with Lionheart to go ahead and get this one done, man. And hopefully he gets this one done inside the distance, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he feels the little piece of disrespect that I feel like he should feel, man. Roman's in there talking, already looking past him, man. You know what I mean? Roman wasn't doing anything spectacular at 185. Let's keep it funky. It's not like he was that guy. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now up here at 205, you're talking about, I go ahead and get this dub over Anthony on Saturday at UFC 303, then I'll be ranked in 2 divisions. Man, you don't get the fuck up out here with that nut-ass shit. You get choked the fuck out, knocked the fuck out, or drugged the fuck out to a decision. None of that shit matters. You understand what I'm saying to you? You having conversations that you shouldn't be having right now. You should be worried about Anthony Lionheart Smith and how he feels after securing that motherfucking quick victory over the young up-and-comer that was minus 600, minus 700 against him. You know what I mean? Like, Lionheart's feeling himself. He's feeling rejuvenated. He had a good camp. He's looking good. He's feeling healthy. His mental's good. Like, this is the wrong time to be sleeping on Anthony Lionheart Smith. Even though we're talking about Anthony Lionheart Smith, who's at the end of his career, Anthony Lionheart Smith's looking to go out on a high note. And that doesn't have to be in a championship bout, you understand what I'm saying to you, or for a title against Alex Pereira, but he knows win, lose, or draw, if he gets the opportunity to fight for that motherfucking light heavyweight strap against Alex Pereira, that would probably be his last motherfucking fight. And with that being said, he also knows with a win in spectacular fashion over Roman Dolidze at UFC 303, puts him right in that motherfucking position, puts him right in that conversation, just based off of who Lionheart is, man. Anthony Smith is a company guy, and he's been around the company for a long time, my guy. You understand what I'm saying to you? And with the bounce-back performance he had against old boy, and he comes in here, and he goes and dusts off Dolidze, man, he gonna be right up in the motherfucking mix, man. You know what I mean? Itching for a big fight to go out on. You know what I mean? And maybe it's just me, but I really like him in this matchup, man. I ain't saying he's going to bully Roman. He said he's going to do what he want to do to Roman, but Roman ain't going to bully motherfucking Anthony and do what he want to do to Anthony. Not up here light heavyweight, man. You know what I mean? Just my personal opinion. Lionheart's the pick. Ortega versus Lopez. Now this is another one where I said I get it on a couple fights. This is another one. Brian versus Diego. Like, I get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Diego, much like Vinicius, much like Gene Silva, has looked Very fucking good. Quite fucking well inside the UFC as of yet. You understand what I'm saying to you? We cannot let that be what takes us to the window and makes the wrong decision when putting these picks in, though. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm still rocking with Ryan Ortega and the body of work. You understand what I'm saying to you? Is it possible that this man clips him and just puts him smooth out with an uppercut? Hey, man, I didn't like it when T-City, Brian Ortega, did it to my motherfucking homie, Frankie. When a young up-and-comer, T-City, fought the OG UFC veteran and Frankie Edgar and clipped him like that, finished him for the first time ever in his career. Frankie had never been finished in his career. Lost the decision, but that tough motherfucker had never been finished. Till T-City finished him. T-City finished him. Boy, that made me mad. I wanted to rip the motherfucking TV off the wall, you hear me? That's the homie, man. You know what I mean? So, I can see T-City getting slept the same way he slept Frankie. I can see T-City paying the crafty veteran-esque of the UFC compared to Diego anyway. He's a veteran, you know what I mean? And, coming in there a little bit overconfident because he's faced a higher level of opposition and this, that, and third. Things he's already stated in interviews that he has on his side, but he's not sleeping on Diego. I could see him coming in, Diego playing spoiler. Diego's the favorite, you feel me? It wouldn't be a spoiler to so many people, maybe just to me and a couple others that are on the Ortega side of things, who still believe in this young man and his body of work, who believe that he can get this man, Diego Lopez, to the ground safely without being clipped and work his own submission game and get this man up out of there. I know people got a lot of respect for both of these submission games and think that if Ortega wants to play the wrestling game to try to get him to the ground and play the submission game, that it's going to go badly for him and Lopez is going to reverse the situation and end up submitting him. Crazier things have happened. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm not basing my pick for Ortega off his durability. Ortega knows what it's like to go in there and get beat the fuck up and not get put to sleep. You understand what I'm saying to you? He knows what it's like to play that game. And if you think that young man went through everything that he went through to come back and play that game with motherfuckers again, you lost your rabbit ass mind. You know what I mean? Diego will have to catch this man coming in for a takedown. He will have to catch him in close, which is where he does his best work, catching motherfuckers in close, but that's what he's going to have to do. You know what I mean? And I just think T-City knows better. You know what I mean? And he's going to work this game plan accordingly and secure this decision, if not this submission, inside the distance. But this is one where, I'm a degenerate, not a dummy. So my back door is secured. You know what I mean? I get my little 3 legs that I like. You know what I mean? And I take them 3 legs and I put them in my little 4 legs or 5 legs, whatever I like. I take them 4 legs and put them in my 5 legs. I put them in. You know what I mean? Then me, I'll go ahead and double back down on them 3, them 4, and them 5 legs. You feel what I'm saying? So you turn the 3 into 4, the 4 into 5, and the 5 into 6. You know what I mean? But double down on them because I'm going to put 2, on my 3s. I'm going to put them same 3 in on these 2 parlays. But on the 4th leg, I'm going to go Diego. On this 4th leg, I'm going to go Ortega. Then I'm going to take my motherfucking 4-leggers in. I'm going to put the same 4 legs in on 2 parlays. But on the 5th leg, I'm going to go Diego. On the 5th leg, I'm going to go motherfucking Ortega. You understand what I'm saying to you? Go to my 5-legger. I'm going to put my same 5 legs in that I feel is smooth locks. Then I'm going to take my 6 legs going to be Ortega and my other 6 legs going to be Lopez. You understand what I'm saying? So that way I got 3-leggers is smack, 4-leggers is smack. No matter which way it go on this fucking fight right here. Because I'm locked in on my 3, my 4, and my 5 this week. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm locked the fuck in. I'm going to tap back in with my, my 3, my 4, my 5-leggers that I lock the fuck in here in the field and get them to you. And then those are the ones that I'm gonna sprinkle these fights on the end, you know what I mean? And I ain't even gonna, I ain't even gonna lie to you. As we come to this fight right here, this is another one my degenerate ass. We'll be sprinkling both ways, you know what I mean? Brian's the pick, but I told you how I feel about that shit. Up here, I offer no pick, man. I would just be enjoying this fight, and when it comes to betting and parlaying, I'll be handling this fight the way I just handled the last fight. I'll be taking my locks, and I'll be throwing a leg, you know, putting them in again, and throwing a motherfucking leg on with this fight, leg on with the other, you know what I'm saying, with the other, you know, one with Alex, one with Jiri, same for my 4s, same for my 5s. You understand what I'm saying to you? Turning all of them from 3s to 4s, 4s to 5s, and 5s to 6s. You know what I mean? And then, of course, there'll be the haymakers, you feel me? But I ain't no dummy, man. Those fights right there aren't in my main legs that I have locked up, but they are sprinkle plays to go ahead and, you know, give me another motherfucking parlay to cash out one way or the other. You know what I mean? Anything can happen though. That's you know, considering that my shit just goes the way it should go. What? I feel like we gonna be alright this week, man. You know what I mean? Shit, we been alright so many motherfucking weeks one way or the other. It doesn't matter. Either a prelim parlay's hitting or a main card parlay hitting, the whole card all favorite card parlay hit. One way or the other, parlays is smacking every fucking week, so it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be tuned in. You can't be tuned in to one joint, tap in on one joint, but not tap in on the rest of these motherfuckers and then try to tap in after the fight like, yo, boop, bop, and bit. Man, miss me with that shit, because we cover it all. You gotta tap into it all to make sure you cover it all. You understand what I'm saying, see? I done talked y'all motherfucking ear off and held that thing a hostage for almost 50 motherfucking minutes. My bad. With that being said, man, we rocking with Ricky to get this one done against Vinicius, man. You know what I'm saying? Los versus Rye, that's a complete pass. Let that boy make his UFC debut. Let him do it against Los, and let both of these young men move forward against higher level of opposition. Orlovsky versus Budai. We rocking with Budai. Michelle versus Jillian is Jillian. Peyton versus Yanis is Peyton. Charles versus the boy Gene. It's Charles, man. Watch what I tell you. Cub versus Andre. It's Cub, man. Watch what I tell you. Joe versus Mark, we rocking with Joe. Ian versus Michael, I'm still siding with Michael, but I told you how we handling that fight. Wayne and Silva versus Macy. Macy. Anthony versus Roman. Anthony, it's Lionheart, man. Brian versus Diego, it's Brian. But I told you how we handling that fight. And the main event, just enjoying that shit. No pick, no advice. Because ain't nobody going to tap in and talk shit to me about nothing that happens in this main event. I don't want nothing to do with it. Watch it, enjoy it, and handle it the way I told you to handle it, so it doesn't fucking matter who wins. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'm going to tap back in around dinner time, man. 6 o'clock. I'm in the Tri-State Delmarva, man. So that's East time. I said Easter. That's Eastern time. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tap back in around 6 o'clock. And that's going to be it. That's going to be a wrap. That's that with that as far as this fight card is concerned, man. I'm going to give you my lock on my 3, my 4, and my 5. Everything else is up to y'all, man. Appreciate you for tapping in.